Hi, this is a quick setup that I made. Uh, I had a few minutes to spare, and someone posted on the Facebook group, on the TyFlow Facebook group, about this uh, Blender article tutorial. There's a tool that does a water rim, and so a few people um did their version with BDBs or other methods, and I ended up with two methods. One is this that you can see here, and it's like brute force selection, subdivision, selection again, subdivision, selection again, subdivision, like dynamic tessellation, and then just push a bit of tyconform, and that's it. But I also managed to do a Boolean version, which is way more similar to this effect here that you can see here. But I'm gonna start with this one, and then the other one, the one with the boolean, is gonna be for my advanced subscribers on Patreon. So first thing first, the TyFlow animation. Let's see what it does. It starts with two objects. Can be as many as you want. Uh, the only thing that I will do is keeping them like far away, do not cross. So the animation, the flow is really simple. I'm saving their starting transformation metrics, then spreading them on the Z. So they go below the water, give them a random rotation, and after a few frames with a few um, variation, find the original, the saved transformation metrics, and then add the wobble on top that is going to give them this wobbly motion. Uh, this is very basic. I'm gonna redo this just for the sake of it, and but this is really so simple. And then after that, we're gonna redo the stack of the fake water geometry. So let's start with the flow, uh, birth objects, and I'm gonna pick those two. Okay, let's save this position. This should be the final position. Custom properties. Saving these transformation metrics. And then I'm gonna move them. Underwater. Even some more. And then after a few time, make them go in another event. We can see that they're going in a few frames. I'm gonna rotate them randomly so they don't go up like straight. Okay, yeah, something like that. And then here, when they go into this event, find target usually is used to find the geometry face, but in this case I'm going to use the transformation matrix that we just saved, and we can see that it goes towards that. Let's hide the water because the water is cached. Actually, just copy this and get rid of everything. Okay, so we can see where the water is. Now that's a bit too much of a of going out, and it's probably the velocity can be like 3 and the acceleration 10, maybe even 15 and 5. So the more acceleration, the less wobbly movement. It is kind of okay, maybe 25 and 8. It is okay, but the rotation is wrong, and we can solve this with the target alignment, and again we're gonna align to the final transformation matrix with a bit of interpolation. Okay, maybe, yeah, like before. So the distance tells the particle when to start rotating, and the interpolation might if I raise this one, they're gonna rotate faster towards the final position. This is okay, but I don't like the rotation. Yeah, this is much more natural. And also maybe lower the speed so they don't. Yeah, this feels okay. Okay, so this is the animation of the particles, and again it's really simple, as you can see. um, the only thing missing, well, we could add the wobble and give that extra wobbliness, of course. There we are. Okay, uh, let's start with this is the movement of the geometry that I want to interact with the fake water. Let's talk about the fake water and then let's redo it. What I'm doing here is this. I am selecting using select to select the mesh, and the mesh is the uh, my original animation, which has been cached in here. I'm gonna turn off the show and result. So as you can see, I have this animation that interacts with the water, but it is set to vertices, but the density of the mesh is so low that the only way that I have to find the polygons that I have to subdivide is to turn on soft selection and have a distance big enough to select the vertices. Then I try to convert the stack selection to polygon, but as you can see, it doesn't pick these other ones. And that's because the soft selection, uh, the selection is too faint, basically. So what I did is using a modifier that I love so much, but it's not known enough and is not used enough in my opinion. Um, Let me show you actually a page that you should know. Okay, so this is 3smaxtutorial.com by Chang Sue-un, and he has a lot of tutorials about the data channel modifier. Uh, a lot of time I see people complaining and complaining about 3s Max. They don't even know that it can do this amazing things, and they are truly amazing. I highly suggest you to go check them out. Uh, this said, we're going to use it for something really simple, which is normalizing, as in we input the vertex selection, we normalize their uh, selection value. So we override uh, the selection value and we make it like hotter, more red. Blue is unselected and red is selected. And now if I select the polygons based on the stack selection of the vertices, it selects all the polygons around my objects. And now I can start doing like, I started with tessellate, but I actually got rid of it and used mesh smooth instead, because I believe the mesh smooth set to classic method, disable apply to whole mesh, and set to keep face convex, um, operate on polygons, and with 2 iterations it does the same sort of the same thing, but look at the difference. Here we have a more ordered like topology, and then again I can tie select based on the mesh. I select the vertices again, and again make I do the vertex input and the normalize. This time I had to use slightly different ranges for the minimum and maximum, but as you can see now, using the settings, the vertices are red, and again I'm gonna use the polygons based on the stack selection. It selects those ones, and mesh mode, and rinse and repeat, tie selecting the vertices and tie selecting the polygons based on the vertices, growing the selection, and mesh smooth. And this time I thought I had enough vertices, enough uh, subdivisions to use the final tie select using a soft selection with this shape, like this, and it means that it's gonna um, let's copy cure and reset the cure. This is the normal uh, cure, but if I tie push this, I don't like the fact that it goes straight into here. But if I instead, if I change this cure, and basically what it does when the, let's hide this, it starts almost at 100% on the border of the selection, and then uh, I make it, there it is, I make the selection like 1 centimeter thick or something like that, so I have a red border which is not a blade but it has some thickness, and then I smoothly soft select it, and this gives me this effect. And then I'm using a TyConform to TyConform to this object, and the TyConform there we are, set to 10%. I don't need 100% because it will do like this, but something way smoother. With relaxation enabled, see what happens. TyConform relaxation keeps the conform but like moves the relaxes the vertices. It's not the same as relax, because if I do relax it does a mess, or tie relax, same thing. It's not the same. And also this well, it kind of, let's turn on the mesh select. In this case it kind of works, but here I don't like this, too much room in here. Instead I TyConform and use its relax. Maybe I can do this and this, but no, it's not the same thing. The TyConform relax respects the it keeps on conforming basically with a more relaxed mesh. Uh, Makes it less blocky. Is blocky a word? Well, you can see what I mean. Okay, and then a mesh select to clear the selection, and that's what I got. And this is procedural because I can like run the animation, and as you can see it works. And then what I did is, just instead of having it to re-evaluate, even if it takes like half a second, I just add, add a tycache modifier and cached everything on the max file. I can get rid of this relax because I don't need it. If I disable all the modifier below, you can see that it's very fast and the deformation is saved on the tycache. And you can see the ideal result of this like sort of tension on the borders. And let's redo this stack, even if it's really simple, but let's redo it from scratch. Maybe you want to see how to use the data channel. So I'm gonna use my tycache. You have seen how it works with the TyFlow. I don't need that anymore. uh, TySelect, and I can use the mesh mode and pick the mesh. And as you can see, it only selects that one because it's inside the mesh, but I need to select the polygons around my objects. So I can use the soft selection, and maybe 15 is enough. And then again, I want to select based on the using the polygons, and based on the not the gizmo method but the stack selection based on vertices. But this is what I got. So if I add the data channel before, and add an vertex input, make sure that it's set on vertex selection. Then I can use curve or normalize, maybe something else as well, but I'm gonna use the normalize. And then vertex output again set to not position but vertex selection in a replace method. And the normalization I can just override the range and set it to 0.1, and as you can see now it selects the polygons around the object. And as I said, I'm gonna use a mesh smooth to this allows me to subdivide only the face, because Turbo Smooth doesn't allow uh, to do only the selected ones. And Open Subdiv neither, but Mesh Smooth does. So that's what I'm gonna use. And again, rinse and repeat. TySelect. I'm gonna get rid of this. TySelect and data channel, and TySelect again, and Mesh Smooth again. There's some viewport glitch in there. Okay, and then maybe let's see if I'm, yeah, couple of them. Okay, and let's do again the selection. Now I don't need the I don't think I need the soft selection anymore, because I have enough vertices. Let's see if I get rid of this. Well, no, not enough actually, but I don't need that much of a selection. This can be done with this lower range. So again, I'm gonna copy the data channel and the tie selection of polygons, and as you can see, the result is really simple. And that's it. Basically, this is uh, what I've done. I can tie select again. Mm, let's see. Should I? Maybe I should like grow like this, and another mesh smooth. Yeah, this is quite defined. Maybe I could even do this with less. Now let's keep it, yeah, like that. And now I can tie select again, but with the vertices. Yes, that's right, but with the lower soft selection, and also like one. Yeah, and then I'm gonna change the curve. So this, I'm gonna set the y to 0. I'm gonna make it like corner, set the y to 1, and this is basically what I got. As you can see, the ones uh, inside the object are not selected. I can move this one like that. See what it does? And maybe I add another one, so I have like a thickness. Play with these values, then I'm gonna type push up, use vertex selection, And I'm gonna do, well, let's see what we got here. Mesh select. So this is the result, but we can improve, of course, using TyConform. And I'm gonna pick the my geometry, and this mess is because it's trying to conform everything, but I'm gonna use just the vertex selection and lower the strength and enable the relaxation like 10 minus 0.5, offsetting it to go a bit down, and that's basically it. Now there is I'm having a little issue with the, oh, let's turn on mesh select again. Okay. Maybe it's too much. Maybe the selection needs to be done. Luckily, it's quick enough to show everything. Yeah, I think this is better. Okay. And again, this is procedural. Now I'm having a bit of a problem with the, maybe it's a bug. I don't know if it's a bug, but I highly suggest you to tie cache this, because if I try to render it, it kind of disregard the, see, I have no effect here, and if I close, it's like it didn't do anything, but then I refresh the, come on, let's hope it doesn't crash. Yeah, that's it. As you can see, there is a bit of a problem, but you can just override that problem with a tiecache modifier, and you just hit save, and it's gonna save in max file. If you want, you can save on an external file, but that's basically it. This is the simple water tension, and thank you for watching. And um, you'll find the more advanced version on my Patreon, among with many other tutorials. I just opened it, but I think there is quite a few hours of material already. And the mid tier has this kind of tutorials, and the advanced tier has a advanced tutorial plus a TyFlow course that it's already, I don't know, fifth, sixth lesson, something like that. Thank you. Bye.